A child reaches for the tablet. The thumbnail shows Peppa Pig. Round, pink, familiar, safe. The kind of character that's been part of bedtime routines and weekend mornings since they could first point at a screen. The video starts. Peppa's there. But within 30 seconds, something shifts. The animation style stays recognizable enough. The colors stay bright. But Peppa's in a medical setting now, getting injections that make her scream. Or she's in danger. Or she's doing things that don't match anything a parent would recognize from the actual show. The child keeps watching. They don't know this is the real Peppa. They just know it's Peppa. And the content gets recommended again. This is Elsagate, and it's not new. But the tools making it possible are evolving faster than anyone's paying attention to. Here's what's actually happening. Content farmers figured out the algorithm years ago. Kids watch videos on autoplay. YouTube's recommendation system sees child watched Peppa Pig. Child clicked on another Peppa Pig thumbnail. Child is still watching. The algorithm interprets this as success. It recommends more. What it can't measure, what it's not built to measure, is that the content inside those videos has nothing to do with the original shows. It just wears their faces. The process works like this. Kids gravitate towards characters they recognize. That recognition feels like safety, familiarity, comfort. So when they see Elsa, Spider-Man, or Peppa in a thumbnail, they click. The video plays. And because they're young, often under 5, they can't distinguish between parody, satire, or harm. They absorb what they see literally. A child watching Peppa get hurt doesn't think, this is fake, or this is inappropriate. They think, this is what Peppa does now. The paradox here is almost cruel. The character is designed specifically to comfort children, to teach them about friendship, emotions, problem solving, become the vehicles for conditioning them to accept chaos and violence as normal. It's not that every Elsagate video is graphic. Many are just off. Weird scenarios, distorted relationships, situations that don't make sense. But repetition does something to a developing mind. The creators behind this aren't always malicious. Many are chasing ad revenue. Some are gaming the system for clicks. Some are using shock value because it works. The intention doesn't matter much when the outcome is the same. Young children being exposed to content that distorts their understanding of the characters they trust most. Parents see the thumbnail, kid-friendly characters, bright colors. They assume it's safe. The false security is built into the design. YouTube Kids was supposed to solve this. Algorithmic filtering, age-appropriate content. Except the filters can't keep up. They're trying to catch millions of videos uploaded daily, many of which are designed specifically to slip through automated detection. A video might look fine for the first 2 minutes. The problematic content appears later. By the time it's flagged, if it's flagged, thousands of children have already seen it. And now AI tools have removed nearly every barrier to creation. Generating video content used to require time, effort, some level of skill. Not anymore. Mass-producing Elsagate material is faster and easier than it's ever been. The content forms can scale in ways that were impossible even 2 years ago. More videos, more variations, more ways to exploit the recommendation loop. So what happens to the child who grows up watching this? Early desensitization to violence and fear, distorted expectations about relationships, authority figures, even their own bodies, confusion, disquiet internal confusion about why familiar characters hurt each other, why safe spaces don't feel safe anymore. Long term, this affects their ability to distinguish safe situations from unsafe ones. It disrupts emotional regulation. They're now forming memories. They're developing coping mechanisms. At 3, at 4, at 5 years old. The real issue isn't the videos anymore. It's the system that makes them profitable. YouTube promotes child safety in its policies, but the engagement loop that makes Elsagate content successful are the same loops the platform rewards: high watch time, high click-through rates, autoplay feeding into autoplay. The algorithm doesn't care about developmental appropriateness. It cares about whether someone kept watching. Children should be forming their first understanding of storytelling right now. Narrative, meaning, cause and effect. Instead, many are being raised on algorithm-driven chaos. AI-generated content with no coherent story, no lesson, no point beyond keeping them on the screen for another 30 seconds. The trust breaks, not loudly, not all at once, but when a child's earliest experience with media teaches them that familiar faces can't be trusted, that safe characters exist in unsafe contexts, something foundational shifts. Their understanding of reliability, of consistency, of what safety even means. YouTube isn't equipped to moderate AI-generated kids' media at this scale. The platform was built for user-uploaded content, not industrial content farms using AI to spam thousands of videos that only technically violate policies. Human moderators can't review everything. Automated systems can't catch everything. The gap between family-friendly platform and actual regulation keeps widening. And the generation growing up inside that gap, they're learning to navigate media in a completely different way than any generation before them. The question isn't whether this will affect them, it's how. What does a person become when their first experience of storytelling is distorted, violent, and driven by an algorithm that doesn't understand what a child needs? Are we entering a generation raised on AI-generated chaos rather than narrative or meaning? Maybe that's already here. The children watching these videos right now, they're forming their sense of what media is, what stories are, what they can expect from the characters and screens that fill their early years. The solution isn't simple. Parents can monitor more closely, but they can't watch every second. Platforms could regulate more aggressively, but that requires infrastructure that doesn't exist yet. What's left is awareness. Understanding that kids' content doesn't mean safe content. That algorithms optimize for engagement, not well-being. That the bright colors and familiar faces might be hiding something that no child should be learning to accept as normal. Children need media that helps them understand the world, not media that teaches them the world is incomprehensible. The videos keep uploading. The algorithm keeps recommending. And somewhere, a child reaches for the tablet again, seeing a character they recognize, not knowing what they're about to see or what it's teaching them to expect. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Stay cozy, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.